The text message came on a Tuesday afternoon while I was elbow-deep in spaghetti sauce, trying to get dinner ready before my daughter Mia got home from soccer practice. It was from my cousin Rachel. OMG, your brother's engagement party was amazing last night. Can't believe how grown-up Jason is now. Your parents' backyard looked like something out of a magazine. I stood there, wooden spoon dripping red sauce onto my worn kitchen tile. Reading those words over and over like they were written in a foreign language. Engagement party, last night, your parents' backyard. My brother Jason was engaged, since when, and there was a party at my parents' house. The house I helped them make the down payment on 6 years ago when Dad's construction business went under and they were about to lose everything. My hands started shaking. Not the kind of shaking you get from anger, not yet. The kind you get when your body knows something terrible before your brain catches up. I texted back with fingers that felt like they belonged to someone else. I didn't know there was a party. 3 dots appeared, disappeared, appeared again. Then, oh no. I thought you couldn't make it. I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have assumed. Couldn't make it. Like I'd been invited and had other plans. Like I'd sent my regrets with a nice card and a bottle of wine. I set my phone down very carefully on the counter, the way you handle something that might explode. Then I walked to my tiny bathroom, closed the door, sat on the edge of the tub, and tried to remember how to breathe. You want to know the worst part? It wasn't even the first time. When Jason graduated college 3 years ago, there was a surprise party. I found out about it on Instagram. Mom had posted a photo of the whole family, aunts, uncles, cousins, even our neighbors, the Hendersons, all gathered around Jason in his cap and gown, holding a cake that said, "We're so proud." I wasn't in the photo because I wasn't there. Because I wasn't invited. When I called Mom the next day, hurt cracking through every word, she'd said, "Oh honey, we just thought. You know, with Mia and everything, it would be awkward." The Castellanos were there. You remember them, right? Very traditional family. We didn't want them asking uncomfortable questions. Uncomfortable questions about my daughter. About the fact that I'm a single mom. About the fact that Mia's father, my ex-boyfriend Derek, took off when I told him I was pregnant and I haven't heard from him since. I was the family embarrassment. The cautionary tale. The one who made choices while everyone else made good decisions and power couples and picture-perfect families. My brother Jason, he was golden. Football scholarship to state. Finance degree, job at a prestigious firm in the city, and now, apparently, engaged to someone from a good family. A family too good to be exposed to the scandal of me. I didn't tell Mia right away. She came home that evening, sweaty and happy, her ponytail half fallen out, chattering about how she'd scored 2 goals at practice, and coach said she might make captain next year. "That's amazing, baby," I said, forcing brightness into my voice while I served her spaghetti I could barely remember cooking. She was 14 now. Tall and beautiful and smart and kind, everything I'd fought so hard to give her despite doing it alone. She had my eyes and Derek's stubborn chin and a heart bigger than both of ours combined. She deserved better than a family who pretended she didn't exist. That night, after she went to bed, I did something I'd never done before. I opened my laptop and I started going through files. Bank statements, Venmo receipts, canceled checks, emails, text messages. Every single time I'd helped my family financially over the past 10 years. And let me tell you, there was a lot. June 2018, $15,000 for my parents' down payment on their house after Dad's business failed. Mom had cried on the phone. "We're going to be homeless, Nicole. Please, if you have anything saved." I'd given her my entire emergency fund. The money I'd been saving to maybe, someday, buy Mia and me a house of our own instead of renting this cramped 2-bedroom apartment. September 2019, $3,200 to bail Jason out when he got a DUI his senior year of college. "We can't let this ruin his future," Dad had said. "He's going to do great things. This is just a stupid mistake." I'd worked double shifts at the hospital for 2 months to make up for it. March 2020, $8,500 for my parents' new roof. The insurance won't cover it all, Mom explained. And you know how your father's back is. He can't do this kind of work anymore. November 2021, $4,000 to help Jason with moving expenses when he got his fancy job in the city. First month's rent, security deposit, professional wardrobe. Dad said, he needs to look the part. This is his big break. April 2022, $2,800 for Mom's dental work. It's cosmetic, she'd admitted, but I'm so self-conscious. I deserve to feel pretty, don't I? January 2023, $6,000 cosign on a loan for Dad's new truck. The old one finally died. I need this for work. The truck I'd seen parked in their driveway last month, shiny, expensive looking, with a sparkly new boat hitch on the back. I added it all up. $39,500. Almost $40,000. I'd given my family almost $40,000 over the years. Money I'd scraped together from nursing shifts and overtime, and saying no to Mia when she wanted the expensive sneakers or the school trip to Washington, D.C. And they couldn't even invite me to my own brother's engagement party. The next morning, I called in sick to work. I never call in sick. In 10 years at County General, I'd used maybe 5 sick days total, but I couldn't go in. I couldn't smile at patients and make small talk with doctors and pretend everything was fine, while my entire family had gathered 30 miles away to celebrate my brother without me. Mia noticed at breakfast, "Mom, you okay? You look weird." I looked at my daughter across our small kitchen table. She was eating cereal, still in her pajamas, her hair a mess, my eyes full of concern. And I decided right then, she deserved the truth. "Baby," I said carefully, "did you know Uncle Jason is engaged?" Her face lit up. "Really? That's so cool. When did he wait? Are we going to the wedding?" The hope in her voice nearly killed me. "There was an engagement party," I said slowly, "last night at Grandma and Grandpa's house." I watched her face change as she understood. "We weren't invited," she said quietly, not a question. "No," she set down her spoon. "Because of me." "No," I reached across the table and grabbed her hand. "Not because of you, never because of you, because of them, because they're ashamed of something that isn't shameful, of our family, of us." She pulled her hand back. "I don't want to talk about it. Mia," I said, "I don't want to talk about it." She ran to her room, the door slammed. And I sat there in the kitchen, surrounded by the breakfast dishes and the morning light, and the weight of 14 years of protecting my daughter from people who should have loved her unconditionally. That afternoon, I did something crazy. I got in my car and I drove to my parents' house. I didn't call first, I didn't text, I just went. The house looked exactly like Rachel had described, like something out of a magazine. The yard was immaculate. There were still white chairs stacked on the patio. Leftover floral arrangements wilting in the sun. A banner across the fence that said, "Congratulations, Jason and Victoria." Victoria. I didn't even know her name. My mother answered the door in her bathrobe, coffee mug in hand, looking tired but happy. The kind of happy you get after hosting a successful party. Her face when she saw me, I'll never forget it. First surprise, then something like guilt, then defensive irritation settling in like armor. "Nicole, what are you doing here? Can I come in?" She hesitated, actually hesitated. Then stepped aside. The house was a disaster of party cleanup, serving platters in the sink, wine glasses on every surface. A half-eaten cake on the counter, with Jason and Victoria's names in frosting. "Mom," I said, my voice surprisingly steady, "why wasn't I invited to Jason's engagement party?" She set down her coffee mug with a sigh. "Nicole, please don't make this into a thing." A thing. "Mom, my own brother got engaged and threw a party, and I found out from a cousin's text message. How is that not already a thing? You know how the Castellanos are, Victoria's family. They're very traditional, very Catholic, very family-oriented. And I'm not family. That's not what I'm saying. Then what are you saying? She looked away, out the window at the yard where they'd celebrated without me. Victoria's parents are lovely people, successful, well-connected. Jason is going to marry into a very good family, Nicole. We didn't want. You didn't want them to know about me, I finished. About your daughter who had a baby without being married, about your granddaughter who exists. It's complicated. No, Mom, it's actually very simple. You were ashamed of me. So you erased me. We didn't erase you, we just thought it would be easier. For who? For Jason? For you? Because it sure as hell wasn't easier for me or for Mia. My mother's face hardened. You made your choice when you decided to keep that baby, Nicole. I warned you it would be hard. I warned you people would judge. But you insisted. That baby, I interrupted, my voice shaking now, is your granddaughter. Her name is Mia. She's 14 years old. She plays soccer. She gets straight A's. She volunteers at the animal shelter every weekend. She's kind and funny and amazing, and you act like she's some dirty secret you have to hide. That's not fair. You want to talk about fair. Let's talk about fair. I pulled out my phone. I'd prepared for this, screenshots, all of them. Every transaction, every favor, every time I'd rescued them financially. I started reading. June 2018. $15,000 for your down payment. September 2019. $3,200 for Jason's DUI. March 2020. $8,500 for your roof. November 2021. Stop it. $4,000 for Jason's moving expenses. April 2022. Nicole, stop. January 2023. $6,000 loan cosign for Dad's truck. Enough, she was crying now, actually crying. What do you want me to say? That we needed help and you were able to give it, that we're grateful. Fine, we're grateful. You're not, though. If you were grateful, I would have been at that party. If you valued me as a daughter, as family, I would have been standing right there next to Jason when he cut that cake. This isn't about the money. You're absolutely right. It's not about the money. It's about the fact that I'm only good enough to be your family when you need something from me, when you need money or help or someone to clean up your messes. But when it's time to celebrate, when it's time to be proud, I'm the embarrassment you hide. My dad appeared in the doorway, still in his pajamas, looking confused and uncomfortable. What's going on? Your daughter is upset that she wasn't invited to Jason's party, Mom said, like I was being unreasonable. I turned to him. Dad, did you know that Mia made honor roll again this semester? Did you know she won the school science fair? Did you know she asked me last week why you and Mom never come to her soccer games? He looked away. We've been busy. You drove 4 hours to watch Jason play football in college. You went to every single game. That was different. How was it different? Silence. I'll tell you how, I said. Jason is the son you're proud of. Mia and I are the mistakes you tolerate. Nicole, Mom started. I'm done. The words came out clear and strong. I'm done pretending this is normal. I'm done accepting crumbs and being grateful. I'm done paying for your love and never receiving it. What does that mean? Dad asked. It means I'm not your bank anymore. It means I'm not your dirty little secret anymore. It means that from this moment on, if you want a relationship with me or with Mia, you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to treat us like we matter. You're overreacting, Mom said, but her voice wavered. Am I? Because I don't think I've reacted enough. I think I've been so busy trying to make you love me that I forgot to teach my daughter that she deserves better than people who hide her existence. I walked toward the door. Nicole, wait, I turned back one more time. Jason's wedding, when is it? Mom blinked. October 15th. Mia and I had better be invited, not hidden in the back. Not left off the family photos. Invited, included, celebrated. Or I swear to God, I will show up anyway with every receipt, every text message, every proof of how you've used me while pretending I don't exist. And I will make sure Victoria's perfect family knows exactly what kind of people they're marrying into. My mother's face went pale. You wouldn't, I smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. Try me. I drove home with my hands shaking so hard I had to pull over twice. When I got back to the apartment, Mia was sitting on the couch, pretending to do homework but obviously waiting for me. Where did you go? To Grandma and Grandpa's house. Her eyes went wide. You didn't. I did. Mom, oh my God, what did you say? I sat down next to her and took a deep breath. I told them the truth. I told them that they've been treating us like we don't matter and that I'm not going to accept it anymore. Are they mad? Probably, I don't care. She looked at me for a long moment. Then she said something that made my heart crack wide open. I'm glad you're my mom. I pulled her into a hug. I'm glad you're my daughter, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I let them make you feel less than. That ends now. What if they never talk to us again? Then we build our own family, the kind that shows up, the kind that celebrates you, the kind that loves you out loud. For 3 days there was silence. No calls, no texts, nothing. I almost convinced myself that I'd burned the bridge for good. Then on Friday evening, my phone rang. Jason. I stared at his name on the screen for a long time before answering. Hello, Nick. His voice was tight. We need to talk. Okay. Mom told me what you said about the money, about the party. Here it comes, I thought, the defense, the excuses. But then he said, you're right. I sat down hard on the couch. What? You're right, it was messed up that you weren't invited. I didn't even think about it. Mom and Dad planned everything and I just went along with it, and I didn't think about how it would feel for you. Jason, let me finish, please. He took a breath. I've been thinking about it. About all of it. The DUI you bylaid me out of. The money for school, for the apartment, all of it. You've been there every single time I needed something. And I've been. God, Nick, I've been such a selfish asshole. I didn't say anything. I couldn't. Victoria wants to meet you, he continued. She was horrified when I told her you weren't at the party. She didn't know. Mom told her you were traveling for work. She wants to meet you and Mia, properly. Jason, and I want you at the wedding, both of you. I want Mia to be a junior bridesmaid if she wants. I want you there, Nick. Not in the back, not hidden. I want my sister and my niece standing up there with me. The tears came then. Hot and fast and messy. I don't know what to say. Say you'll think about it. Say you'll let me try to fix this. It's not just about the wedding, Jason. It's about everything. Years of everything. I know, and I'm going to talk to Mom and Dad, really talk to them, because you're right, what they did was wrong. What I went along with was wrong. And I want to do better. 2 weeks later, we had dinner. Jason and Victoria, me and Mia, at a restaurant downtown. Victoria was not what I expected. She was warm and funny and real. She worked as a third-grade teacher. She grew up in a big Italian family. The Castellanos' mom had been so worried about impressing. And when she met Mia, she said, "Oh my God, Jason, she has your eyes. How did you not tell me how gorgeous your niece is?" Mia blushed and smiled and talked about soccer and school and her dreams of becoming a veterinarian someday. And for the first time in 14 years, I watched my daughter sit at a table with family and feel like she belonged. Afterward, in the parking lot, Jason pulled me aside. I talked to Mom and Dad, and it didn't go great. Dad's in denial about a lot of things, and Mom's defensive. But I told them if they don't fix this, if they don't apologize to you and include you and Mia, then they won't be walking me down the aisle. Jason, you don't have to. Yes, I do. Because you were right, Nick. You've been the best sister, the best daughter, and they've treated you like you're disposable. That ends now. The invitation came 3 weeks later. Formal, elegant. Heavy cardstock with gold lettering. Mr. and Mrs. Thomas Reynolds request the honor of your presence at the wedding of their son Jason Thomas Reynolds to Victoria Marie Castellano. And underneath, handwritten in Mom's careful script, Nicole and Mia, we hope you'll be there. We're sorry, we love you. It wasn't everything. It wasn't years of missed birthday parties and ignored achievements and being treated like a secret. But it was a start. Mia held the invitation like it was made of glass. Are we going to go? I thought about it. About pride and hurt and boundaries and second chances. Yeah, I said finally. We're going to go, but on our terms as guests who matter. Not as afterthoughts. October 15th arrived with golden leaves and cool air and the kind of nervous energy that comes with big moments. Mia looked beautiful in her junior bridesmaid dress, lavender, her favorite color, chosen by Victoria specifically for her. We arrived at the venue early. Mom was there, looking elegant and anxious. When she saw us, she stopped, her eyes filled with tears. You came. We were invited, I said evenly. Nicole, she struggled with the words. I was wrong about so many things about you. About Mia, about what matters, and I'm sorry. It wasn't everything I needed to hear, but it was something. Thank you, I said. She looked at Mia. Your mom tells me you're thinking about becoming a veterinarian. Mia nodded shyly. That's wonderful. I'd love to hear more about it sometime. Maybe. Maybe you could come over for dinner next week. Just you and me. I want to know you, Mia, really know you. My daughter looked at me. I nodded. Okay, Mia said softly. I'd like that. The wedding was beautiful. Jason and Victoria said their vows under a canopy of autumn flowers. Dad cried. Mom cried. Victoria's enormous Italian family cheered and laughed and welcomed everyone with open arms. And when it came time for family photos, the photographer called out, "Groom's family." I started to step back, old habits dying hard, but Jason reached out and grabbed my hand. That means you, Nick. You and Mia, your family. So we stepped forward, me and Mia standing right there in the front row, not hidden, not forgotten, not ashamed. Family. Later at the reception, Victoria's mother, Mrs. Castellano, found me at the dessert table. You're Nicole, yes, Jason's sister, I braced myself. Yes, she smiled warmly. He speaks so highly of you. Says you basically raised him, helped put him through school. That's wonderful. Family is everything, no? Yes, I said, surprised. It is. And your daughter, Mia, beautiful girl. She was telling me about soccer. My nephew coaches. I'm going to give you his number. Maybe she'd like to try out for the club team. I stared at her. This woman, this supposedly judgmental, traditional woman my mother had been so terrified of, was being kinder to me in 5 minutes than my own parents had been in 14 years. That would be amazing, I managed. Thank you. On the drive home, Mia fell asleep in the passenger seat, still in her bridesmaid dress, a piece of wedding cake wrapped in a napkin in her lap. I glanced over at her, my daughter, my heart, my whole world, and thought about the journey we'd been on. From being the family secret to being celebrated. From begging for scraps of love to demanding the respect we deserved. From silence to standing up and speaking truth. It hadn't been easy. It still wasn't perfect. There was still work to do, boundaries to maintain, old wounds to heal. But for the first time in 14 years, I felt like maybe, just maybe, we were going to be okay. Not because they changed. But because I did. Because I finally learned that love, real love, doesn't hide. It doesn't make excuses. It doesn't erase people when they're inconvenient. Real love shows up. And if it doesn't, you walk away, you build something better. You teach your daughter that she deserves to be celebrated, not tolerated. You teach her that she matters, because she does, we both do. And no amount of shame or silence or family politics will ever change that again.